In the bustling city of Nairobi, Kenya, two young individuals found themselves ensnared by the expectations of their affluent families. Amina, a bright and ambitious woman, had just returned from completing her master's degree in international business in London. Her father, a renowned entrepreneur, insisted she marry before assuming control of the family's conglomerate. Meanwhile, across town, Jamal, a charismatic and free-spirited man, had risen to become the CEO of his family's vast real estate empire after studying architecture in New York. Both felt the suffocating grip of tradition and familial duty closing in on them. One fateful evening, both Amina and Jamal sought respite from their burdens at a popular Nairobi nightclub. Drawn together by a shared sense of rebellion and a desire for freedom, they struck up a conversation over drinks. Laughter flowed easily between them, and by the end of the night, they had hatched a daring plan: a temporary contract marriage to escape their family's relentless pressures. It seemed like the perfect solution, a brief respite from their predetermined paths. Over the next few days, Amina and Jamal met in secret, drafting a mock marriage contract that would legally bind them without any emotional commitment. They agreed to present it as a fait accompli to their families, hoping it would buy them the freedom they so desperately sought. The idea was audacious, but to both, it felt like the only way to reclaim control over their lives. Under the cover of night, Amina and Jamal stood before a registrar, exchanging vows that held no weight beyond the legal. The ceremony was a blur of formalities, neither truly present in the moment. Once it was over, they celebrated with a quiet dinner, toasting to their newfound freedom. Little did they know, this act of defiance would set in motion a series of events neither could have anticipated. Upon returning to their respective families, Amina and Jamal were met with a mix of shock, anger, and confusion. Their parents demanded explanations, unable to comprehend their children's drastic actions. But Amina and Jamal stood firm, insisting that the marriage was a mutual decision, a temporary arrangement to satisfy societal expectations while they pursued their individual goals. As weeks passed, Amina and Jamal began to notice strange coincidences. They received unexpected visits from distant relatives, and their business dealings seemed to align in uncanny ways. It wasn't until a chance meeting at a corporate event that they discovered the truth: their families had orchestrated their union all along. The arranged marriage was never meant to be temporary, it was a strategic move to merge their empires and solidify their family's legacy. Feeling betrayed and manipulated, Amina and Jamal confronted their parents, demanding answers. Their families admitted to orchestrating the union but insisted it was for their own good, believing it would strengthen both businesses and preserve family honor. This revelation shattered the trust between the newlyweds, leaving them questioning their roles in a game they never wished to play. Faced with the reality of their situation, Amina and Jamal made a bold decision. They chose to dissolve their mock marriage legally, asserting their independence and rejecting their family's plans. This choice came with significant consequences, including strained relationships and potential loss of business opportunities. But both valued their autonomy more than the wealth and status their families offered. Embracing their newfound freedom, Amina and Jamal embarked on separate journeys of self-discovery and professional growth. Amina launched a startup focused on sustainable development, while Jamal pursued philanthropic projects aimed at community upliftment. Their paths, though separate, were driven by a shared desire to make a meaningful impact beyond the confines of their inherited wealth. Months later, their paths crossed again at a conference on social entrepreneurship. Reconnecting over shared ideals and experiences, Amina and Jamal found common ground in their commitment to creating positive change. This reunion sparked a partnership, both professional and personal, as they combined their skills and resources to launch initiatives that blended business acumen with social responsibility. Their collaboration became a testament to their resilience and determination to forge their own destinies. As Amina and Jamal delved deeper into their collaborative projects, their professional relationship flourished. They discovered a shared vision for integrating sustainable practices into business models, aiming to create a positive social impact. Late-night brainstorming sessions and joint site visits became routine, each encounter strengthening their bond. Their families, observing their growing involvement, began to question the authenticity of their partnership. Rumors swirled, and whispers of a rekindled romance reached the ears of their parents. Concerned about the implications of their children's closeness, both families orchestrated a meeting under the guise of a celebratory dinner. The evening was filled with forced smiles and loaded conversations, as underlying tensions simmered beneath the surface. Amina and Jamal, sensing the discomfort, decided to address the elephant in the room. They openly acknowledged their deepening feelings for each other, expressing a desire to explore their relationship beyond the confines of business. This declaration was met with mixed reactions, some supportive, others apprehensive. In a candid discussion, Amina and Jamal confronted their parents about the initial arrangement that had bound their lives. Their families confessed to orchestrating their union, citing business interests and legacy preservation as driving factors. This revelation was a bitter pill to swallow, leaving both Amina and Jamal feeling betrayed and manipulated. However, amidst the hurt, they found solace in their shared experiences, realizing that their connection was genuine and not solely born out of obligation. Determined to break free from the shackles of familial expectations, Amina and Jamal made a bold decision to step away from their inherited businesses. They envisioned a future where they could build something of their own, a venture that aligned with their values and aspirations. This decision was met with resistance from their families, who viewed it as a reckless move that jeopardized the family's legacy. Undeterred, Amina and Jamal pressed on, fueled by a desire for autonomy and authenticity. Pooling their resources and expertise, Amina and Jamal launched a social enterprise focused on providing affordable housing solutions for low-income communities. Their approach blended Jamal's real estate acumen with Amina's business strategy, creating a model that was both profitable and socially responsible. The venture faced numerous challenges, from securing funding to navigating bureaucratic hurdles. Yet, their unwavering commitment and complementary skills propelled them forward, earning them recognition in both business and philanthropic circles. As they worked side by side, the chemistry between Amina and Jamal became undeniable. Their late-night strategy sessions evolved into intimate dinners, and stolen glances turned into lingering touches. One evening, amidst the glow of candlelight and the soft strains of jazz, Jamal took Amina's hand, his voice barely above a whisper. He confessed his love for her, expressing a longing to build a life together beyond the confines of business. Amina, her heart racing, reciprocated, sealing their commitment with a kiss that spoke volumes. Months into their relationship, Amina discovered she was pregnant. The news was both a surprise and a blessing, adding a new layer of complexity to their already unconventional journey. They faced the prospect of balancing their burgeoning family with their entrepreneurial ambitions. The pregnancy also prompted reflections on their own upbringings, inspiring them to create a foundation focused on supporting young families in need. This initiative became a cornerstone of their enterprise, intertwining their personal and professional lives in meaningful ways. Embracing their love and commitment, Amina and Jamal decided to marry in a ceremony that blended traditional Kenyan customs with modern touches. The wedding was a vibrant celebration, attended by friends, family, and colleagues who had supported their journey. It symbolized not just the union of two people, but the merging of two worlds, business and philanthropy, tradition and innovation. The event was a testament to their resilience and determination to define their own narrative, free from the constraints of their past. The birth of their daughter, Zuri, brought immense joy and a renewed sense of purpose to Amina and Jamal's lives. Zuri became the heartbeat of their family, inspiring them to work even harder towards their mission of social change. They navigated the challenges of parenthood with grace, learning to balance their roles as entrepreneurs, philanthropists, and now, as mother and father. Zuri's presence reminded them daily of the importance of leaving a legacy rooted in love, compassion, and integrity. Years later, Amina and Jamal looked back on their journey with pride and fulfillment. Their social enterprise had grown into a thriving organization, impacting thousands of lives through affordable housing and community development projects. They had broken free from the chains of arranged expectations, forging a path that was uniquely their own. Their story became an inspiration to others, proving that with courage, love, and determination, it was possible to rewrite one's destiny and create a legacy that transcended tradition. Emboldened by their success, Amina and Jamal sought to broaden their impact. They initiated partnerships with organizations like Malongo Housing Projects, a community-based organization in Mathare, Nairobi, dedicated to providing affordable housing in informal settlements. Malongo's mission aligned with their vision, emphasizing sustainable, community-led development. By collaborating, they aimed to empower residents, improve living conditions, and promote socio-economic growth within Nairobi's underserved communities. Their journey was not without obstacles. They encountered resistance rooted in deep-seated cultural norms, particularly concerning women's roles and rights. In regions like Samburu County, traditions such as early marriage and female genital mutilation (FGM) were prevalent. Amina and Jamal worked tirelessly to challenge these practices, supporting initiatives that empowered girls to escape such fates. Their efforts mirrored the courageous actions of individuals like Neresa, who fled an arranged marriage and sought refuge, highlighting the urgent need for change. Navigating the legal landscape presented its own set of challenges. They advocated for policy reforms to protect vulnerable populations, drawing inspiration from cases where the legal system played a pivotal role in safeguarding individuals' rights. One such case involved a woman who escaped an abusive marriage, trekking through wilderness for days to find freedom, underscoring the necessity for legal protections against such abuses. As their professional endeavors flourished, Amina and Jamal's personal lives blossomed as well. They welcomed a second child, a son named Kazi, meaning work, in Swahili, symbolizing their commitment to their mission. Balancing parenthood with their demanding careers was challenging, but they found strength in their shared purpose. Their children became the embodiment of their dreams, a future where love, respect, and equality prevailed. Their innovative approach to business and social impact garnered national attention. They were invited to speak at conferences, sharing their journey from a mock marriage to a genuine partnership dedicated to societal betterment. Their story inspired many, proving that with determination and compassion, it was possible to break free from traditional constraints and create a meaningful legacy. Despite their successes, they faced setbacks. Economic downturns, political instability, and cultural resistance tested their resolve. There were moments of doubt, but their unwavering commitment to their mission kept them moving forward. They learned that true change required patience, resilience, and an unyielding belief in their cause. Recognizing the importance of nurturing future leaders, Amina and Jamal established mentorship programs. They focused on empowering young women and men, providing them with the tools and knowledge to drive change within their communities. This initiative was inspired by organizations like the Kenya Center for Excellence, which equipped Maasai girls with self-defense skills and education, enabling them to combat early marriage and FGM. Their local efforts gained international recognition. They collaborated with global organizations, sharing best practices and learning from international counterparts. This exchange of ideas enriched their work, allowing them to implement innovative solutions tailored to Kenya's unique challenges. Their story became a beacon of hope, illustrating the power of grassroots movements to inspire global change. Years into their mission, Amina and Jamal took time to reflect on their journey. From a hastily arranged mock marriage to leading a movement for social change, their path was anything but conventional. They marveled at how far they had come, grateful for the challenges that shaped them and the victories that validated their efforts. Their love story, intertwined with their professional endeavors, stood as a testament to the transformative power of love, resilience, and purpose. Amina and Jamal's legacy endured through the institutions they built and the lives they touched. Their children, Zuri and Kazi, grew up witnessing their parents' unwavering dedication to making the world a better place. They instilled in them the values of empathy, integrity, and social responsibility. As they looked toward the future, Amina and Jamal remained committed to their mission, knowing that true change was a continuous journey, one they were honored to lead.